Ever scroll past an ad and think, wow, that's totally me. They got me.
Totally.
Or maybe you see a billboard every day that makes you laugh. We encounter ads constantly, but have you ever stopped to think about the masterminds behind them?
I know, right?
Today, we're diving deep into the world of advertising media planning with help from RoleCatcher.
Oh, they're great.
They're a fantastic platform for anyone, thinking about their career, next steps, all that. They've got guides, interview tips, even AI tools. It's amazing.
It's really impressive.
But for our deep dive, we're looking at their insights on what it really takes to be an advertising media planner.
What fascinates me about this particular role is how it kind of bridges, the creative side with the data analysis side.
How interesting.
It's not just about having the artistic vision, it's about how you can strategically use data to make sure that vision actually reaches the right people at the right time.
It's like this perfect blend of art and science.
Exactly.
But let's break it down. What exactly is an advertising media planner?
So, in the simplest terms, I'd say they're the architects of an ad campaign's visibility.
Okay.
They take the marketing objectives, really dissect the target audience, and from that, they craft this roadmap of how to actually reach those potential customers.
Okay, so it's more than just saying, oh, this magazine, let's put an ad in there.
Right, exactly.
This is high-level strategy.
Absolutely.
But what does that actually look like day to day?
So RoleCatcher actually uses the phrase, no 2 days are the same, and it's so true.
I can imagine.
One day you might be, deep in data from previous campaigns.
Like what worked, what didn't.
Exactly. Figuring out why a certain demographic clicked on something or why a video ad totally flopped.
Yeah.
The next day, you could be knee-deep in market research for like a new product launch.
Okay.
And then, of course, you've got client meetings.
Of course.
You're negotiating ad placements, budgets, the whole 9 yards.
Wow, so it's dynamic.
Very dynamic, to say the least.
That actually sounds incredibly engaging, I have to say.
Yeah.
But let's be real, it probably takes a unique set of skills to juggle all of that.
Definitely.
What does RoleCatcher say are some of the must-have skills for an aspiring advertising media planner?
They actually go into it with impressive detail. They even break down skills by percentage of how important they are in the role.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So a whopping 61% of the role hinges on monitoring and analyzing campaign performance.
Wow. Yeah.
Meaning you're constantly assessing what's working, what's falling short, and why.
So being adaptable, being responsive to those changes
Absolutely.
is key.
And it highlights that this isn't a solo endeavor at all. Active listening and learning came in at 59% importance.
That's a good chunk.
Huge, right?
Yeah.
And it makes sense when you think about it. You're collaborating with teams, working closely with clients, really turning in to understand their needs and their goals.
So that's not just, I have all the answers, I'm crunching the numbers.
Yeah.
You've got to be a people person too.
For sure, that ability to not just hear, but truly listen and synthesize information is crucial.
So we've got the people skills.
Yeah.
What about the more technical side? I imagine data analysis is huge.
You're absolutely right. RoleCatcher really emphasizes that a deep understanding of data analysis is non-negotiable in this field.
Right.
And I'm not just talking about reading a spreadsheet. We're talking A/B testing to compare different ad variations.
Okay.
Using those marketing attribution models to understand which touch points are actually driving conversions.
Wow.
Even diving into consumer behavior analysis.
So it's really next level.
It's really in depth.
It sounds like a career that really blends the analytical with the interpersonal, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a nice balance.
But let's say someone's hooked. They're like, advertising, media planning, that's for me. I want to do that. What's the typical career trajectory look like?
Well, RoleCatcher lays out a pretty clear progression.
Yeah.
It's kind of like leveling up in a game, actually.
I like that.
It's fun to think about it that way. So you usually start as, a junior advertising media planner.
Okay.
Think of it as your apprenticeship, or if
Right.
you're learning the ropes.
So more than fetching coffee, I hope, what are some of the actual responsibilities at that level?
Way more than coffee runs, don't worry. You'll be tackling real tasks just with a bit more guidance.
Okay.
So imagine assisting senior planners with research, digging into the data of past campaigns to see what worked, what didn't.
Gotcha.
Maybe even contributing to those initial media plans and budgets.
You get your hands dirty right away.
Absolutely, yeah. You're in the thick of it.
That's cool. Does RoleCatcher give any specific examples of like what someone at that stage might be doing?
Yeah, they highlight a junior advertising media planner whose key responsibilities included analyzing social media engagement
Okay.
for a new campaign And this person had, a bachelor's degree in marketing and some specific media planning certifications.
I get you.
So it kind of shows, even at that early stage, how important it is to, start getting those credentials, those industry recognized things on your resume.
Give you those badges of honor.
Exactly.
Noted. Okay, so you've honed your skills. You're a junior planner. You've got a few campaigns under your belt. What's that next step on the career ladder?
You've graduated to, drum roll please, advertising media planner.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You've arrived.
The junior is gone. You're trusted with more responsibility at this stage.
Okay.
You're actively developing and implementing those media strategies.
So you're not just learning the ropes anymore. You're the one tying the knots.
That's a great way to put it. You're the knot tying expert now.
I love it.
You're conducting more in-depth market research, really getting into the nitty-gritty of competitive analysis, making those data-driven decisions about where to actually place those all-important ads.
That's cool.
And RoleCatcher actually profiles a media planner with a really strong track record of successful campaigns. And in addition to their marketing degree, they had certifications in both media planning and digital marketing.
So they're stacking those skills.
Absolutely, yeah. Always learning, always adding new tools to their tool belt.
It sounds like continuous learning is huge in this line of work.
It really is essential. The advertising world is constantly evolving,
Oh, for sure.
So you've got to be willing to adapt, pick up those new skills along the way.
Absolutely. Got to stay ahead of the curve. So let's say our listener is ambitious. They've mastered this role of media planner. What's next?
For those who are aiming for the top, that next rung on the ladder is senior advertising media planner.
Okay. Get serious now.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
At this level, you're not just managing campaigns. You might be managing entire teams of planners.
Okay.
Mentoring them, guiding their development.
So now we're adding leadership skills on top of everything else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're the one with that strategic vision, overseeing projects from start to finish.
Wow, that's a lot of responsibility.
It is. And RoleCatcher actually gives an example of a senior planner who successfully launched a product in a brand new market.
That's impressive.
Right. This person had a master's in marketing, several leadership certifications, and they had a real knack for building those strong relationships, not just with their team, but with clients and those media vendors as well.
So they're practically a Jedi master of advertising at that point.
Pretty much. They've got it all figured out.
But they're still one level higher, right? The ultimate goal.
You're thinking like a true climber. At the very top sits the coveted position of media planning director.
Ooh, that has a nice ring to it.
Yeah.
What does a day in the life of a media planning director even look like?
Imagine being the conductor of a very complex, high-stakes orchestra.
Okay.
You're overseeing every single aspect of media planning and buying for the entire organization.
Wow.
You're setting those departmental goals, managing those big budgets, and ensuring those marketing dollars are actually delivering a powerful impact.
I can only imagine that requires nerves of steel, right?
Absolutely.
Business savvy. A deep understanding of the entire industry. What kind of background does RoleCatcher say is needed to even reach that pinnacle?
Think top-tier education, like an MBA. You're going to need a comprehensive understanding of the ever-changing media landscape. That's a given.
Of course, yeah.
Proven experience in leading and inspiring teams, because you're managing people now.
Right.
And a natural talent for building those strong, lasting relationships with those media vendors.
So while there's a clear path for growth in this field, it's not just about climbing that ladder.
Right.
It's about constantly expanding your skill set,
For sure.
embracing those challenges,
Absolutely.
and being like a lifelong learner.
You've got to love learning in this field.
For sure.
And, even if someone isn't gunning for that director title, I think just understanding these stages can be helpful for anyone at any stage.
Totally.
To kind of advocate for themselves, seek out those growth opportunities no matter where they are in their journey.
That's a fantastic point. It's about owning your development.
Exactly, yeah.
And pursuing those passions, figuring out where you fit in. Okay, let's say our listener is completely on board. They're like, I'm doing this. I want to be an advertising media planner. What are some tangible things they can do, right now to really stand out in this competitive field?
So RoleCatcher has some really practical advice on this.
Okay, good.
In this digital age, certifications can be a game changer.
Like badges of honor for your resume.
Exactly. They show you've gone the extra mile.
Okay, what kind of certifications are we talking about specifically?
So think Google Ads certification,
Okay,
Facebook Blueprint certification. These are big ones
I see.
because they prove to potential employers that you're not just, familiar with those platforms, you've actually taken the time to master them.
Right.
And in today's advertising landscape, that is a huge, huge asset.
Totally makes sense. What about showcasing your experience? Like, what's the best way for an aspiring planner to actually do that?
Building a stellar portfolio.
Yes, the portfolio.
It's key. Anyone can say they're, creative, analytical.
Right.
But a portfolio provides that concrete evidence.
It's like show, don't tell. Don't just tell me you're a great storyteller. Show me.
Exactly. And in this field, it's your chance to showcase those successful campaigns,
Okay.
data-driven strategies, and that unique creative spark that you bring to the table.
So it's like your advertising resume.
Exactly. It speaks for itself.
What about networking? Is that something that's important in this line of work?
Hugely important. RoleCatcher really emphasizes the power of connecting with others in the field.
Okay.
Attend industry events, join those professional organizations, even just engaging in those online forums and communities.
It seems like so much of what we do these days, no matter what field you're in, really relies on building those connections.
It is so true.
Because you never know what opportunity might come up from a simple conversation or, realizing you share a passion with someone.
Exactly. And especially for those who are maybe seeking guidance, mentorship, that's where networking can be invaluable.
Okay.
Talking to those seasoned professionals, they can provide insights, advice.
We've been there.
They've been there, done that. They can open doors to opportunities you might not have even known existed.
So it's about tapping into that network, that shared knowledge, that experience. So we've covered the skills, we've covered the career path, even tips on how to stand out.
All right.
But let's shift gears for a moment because RoleCatcher paints a very, exciting picture of this career. But let's be real. What are some of the less glamorous aspects? What are some of the challenges that come with being an advertising media planner?
Yeah, it can't all be, fancy campaigns and award ceremony.
Right, definitely not.
What are some of the, less glamorous aspects, the challenges of this role?
Well, the advertising world, it's known for being fast-paced, demanding,
Imagine.
tight deadlines, clients changing their minds, always needing to be ahead of the trends.
Right. It can definitely feel like a pressure cooker sometimes.
Oh, for sure. And, does the work ever really end when your job is so intertwined with media and tech? Like, are you ever really off the clock?
That's a really good point. And RoleCatcher does talk about the importance of constantly staying updated.
Right.
And let's be honest, a lot of that learning, it happens outside the 9 to 5.
For sure.
But, I think for people who are drawn to this kind of energy, those challenges become part of what's so rewarding about it.
Right. It's that if it were easy, everyone would do it mentality.
Exactly.
So not for the faint of heart, but if you're passionate, it's exhilarating.
Absolutely. Think about the impact. You're using data, trends, human behavior to influence what people buy, watch, even think about.
It's true.
It's like psychology and persuasion all rolled into one.
And especially now with all the digital platforms, it seems like the possibilities are kind of limitless for how you can reach people.
That's what's so exciting. RoleCatcher really emphasizes this huge shift toward digital communication.
Makes sense.
Social media, online advertising, influencer marketing, it's a whole new ballgame.
So it's not just about, let's get a print ad in this magazine anymore.
Yeah.
You're creating these whole online experiences,
Yeah, wow.
crafting narratives, using data to find the exact right people.
It's incredibly sophisticated, and it's only going to get more complex, which I think is really cool.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
The rise of programmatic advertising, where software is actually placing ads in real time.
Wow.
AI-powered targeting. We're on the edge of a whole new era.
Mind-blowing. So to our listener out there, if you're looking for a career that's constantly changing, that challenges you to think creatively, strategically, and lets you really see your impact, advertising media planning might be the perfect fit.
And a good media planner, they're not just thinking about clicks or conversions.
Right.
They're asking, how can I connect with people in a meaningful way, tell stories that resonate, build brands that matter?
It's not just selling a product, it's shaping how people see the world.
Exactly. And that takes that unique blend of creativity, analytical skills, and a real fascination with media and technology.
So well said. We've covered so much ground today, from data analysis to the art of storytelling to the future of digital advertising. Hopefully our amazing listeners are feeling inspired to learn even more.
Definitely keep asking questions. Stay curious.
Because who knows, you might just be the mastermind behind the next big ad campaign.
You never know.